On the Edge tonight, it was a proud moment for Howell High School after beating their bitter rivals for the regional championship. But soon the joy on the court was overshadowed by some very ugly, hateful words on social media. Fox 2's Andre Isom with the story in Howell.
Now here's what we've heard. There may have been some racial slurs shouted at the Grand Blanc players from the Howell student section at that game last Thursday night. Now the school has not been able to confirm that yet, but there was no denying this. This big game was a great big deal for Howell High School.
This is the first time since 1927 we've made it this far.
The Howell Highlanders emerged as the victors, beating Grand Blanc in this playoff matchup. But their big defeat was blemished by bigotry.
There were 4 or 5 students with messages out there on Twitter.
Howell fans acting foul, tweets that did more than tick people off. They were ugly, nasty, and cruel.
Inappropriate, offensive, and appalling.
They were racially charged, ignorant, and rotten. Some of the shameless messages: not only did we beat Grand Blanc, but we're all white. Howell's the definite winner tonight. And all hail white power, hashtag Hitler is my dad. Then there's this one. Tonight was probably one of the most racist nights of my life. I heard so many slurs and expressions, I also said a few things.
The actions of a small group of students is not reflective of Howell Public Schools, our students, and of the Howell community.
And the peers of those kids made that perfectly clear by calling them out and reporting them to the administration immediately.
We've taken corrective action against the students.
But because of school policy and student privacy, they cannot say what it is, but we asked about it anyway. Was it tough?
Yes.
Was it stern?
Yes.
Will it send a message to not only those kids, but to other kids they decide to share it with?
Yes.
Do they still go to this school?
Yes.
They all feel really bad. I'm friends with a couple of them. We were talking about it today. They all feel awful.
As far as the punishment, Emily, what have you heard happened?
That the kids aren't allowed to go to any sporting events through like Howell or anything.
Some people might think that was good enough. I don't know, maybe we need to sit down and talk to some of the people that took offense to it or something like that.
The students were very apologetic. They had taken down the messages.
A couple of the young men in the middle of all this apologized on Twitter. One kid tweeting, "I know that it was not a smart thing to say last night. Emotions ran high and I didn't mean it. To all the GB, I'm really genuinely sorry."
The kids just did it as a joke. They said that if they could go back and not do it, they definitely would.
The city of Howell has been battling a bad reputation for many years, being the home of the former KKK's Grand Dragon, Robert E. Miles. This doesn't help.
No.
Our past, people say that we're really racist, but we're actually not.
I apologize for Howell, and we just got taken too far. They didn't mean what they said.
Now, some of the other hashtags on Twitter that had people heated were hashtag Light the Cross, hashtag Rosa Parks, and hashtag KKK. Now, none of the basketball team was involved in any of this, and the administrators from Howell have reached out to those from Grand Blanc because they've had a great relationship in the past, and they do not want what happened to change that. Now, the school cannot tell us if those kids have been banned from sporting events, but if that's true, is that fair? I want to know what you think, so hit me up on Twitter. I'm Andre Isom on The Edge.